We are the world, we are human. A return to work, wealth, and belonging in the age of the United Digital Republic, long before modern economies, original community structures, villages, clans, kinship circles were designed so every member was seen, valued, and essential. Anthropologists and systems thinkers have long noted that villages function not through hierarchy alone, but through interdependence. Each individual contributed their unique skill in service of both personal dignity and collective survival. The anthropologist Marcel Mauss in The Gift observed that early economies were not transactional but relational. Value flowed through reciprocity, trust, and shared obligation. Similarly, Elinor Ostrom, Nobel Prize-winning scholar, demonstrated through decades of data that communities who self-govern shared resources outperform centralized authorities when trust and participation are present. Villages worked because work was embedded in belonging. People did not ask, "What is my job title?" They asked, "What does my community need, and how do I serve while being supported in return?" It is from this original architecture of humanity that the following exploration continues, unchanged in its words, yet newly framed in ancestral truth. We explore what it means to live in a world where work, wealth, and wellness flow from who we are, not what we're told to be. Web3 isn't just technology, it's a return to truth, a remembering that our connections are capital, that creativity is currency, and that every act of kindness is data the universe never forgets. So take a breath, feel your power, and let's tune together because the future isn't waiting, it's already human. Welcome to the HUMN Node podcast, where we explore the intersection of work, wealth, and humanity. Today, we're diving deep into something that will fundamentally reshape how millions of people choose to earn their living through social gig networks, and more importantly, why they represent not just the future of work, but a return to what work has always been meant to be, deeply human, community-centered, and built on real relationships. Let's start with where we are right now. According to research from multiple freelancing studies, over 73 million Americans are currently participating in freelance work. That's not a trend, that's a transformation. The gig economy is valued at approximately $455 billion globally. But here's what the numbers don't tell you. Behind every transaction, every project, every gig, there's a human being navigating isolation, income instability, and the constant uncertainty of where the next opportunity will come from. Traditional platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and freelancer.com have done something important. They've created marketplaces where work can happen, but they've missed something essential. They've treated freelancers as isolated nodes in a transactional network rather than humans who thrive through connection, collaboration, and community. As highlighted in recent research from the Association for Computing Machinery on platform-mediated gig work, many gig workers report feeling profoundly disconnected from professional communities, which directly impacts both their mental health and their ability to build sustainable careers. This is where the concept of social gig networks enters the conversation, and it's revolutionary. Imagine a platform where finding work is just the beginning, where you're not just a profile in a database, but a valued member of a community, where your reputation isn't just about star ratings, but about the genuine relationships you build, where collaboration is encouraged, not just competition. This is the vision behind OutTR platform HUMN, and it represents a fundamental reimagining of how we structure work in the digital age. The research from Bain and Company on the working future emphasizes something powerful. The future of work is more human, not less. Even as artificial intelligence transforms entire industries, the most successful work structures will be those that prioritize human connection, creativity, and community. AI can automate tasks, analyze data, and optimize processes, and these are genuinely valuable capabilities. But AI cannot replace the trust built through shared experiences, the innovation that emerges from diverse perspectives coming together, or the resilience that communities provide during economic uncertainty. Let's look at what's actually happening in the gig economy right now. According to the International Development and Measurement Evaluation research on gig work data, traditional platforms create what researchers call information asymmetry. Workers often don't understand how algorithms match them with opportunities, how their data is being used, or how to build long-term career trajectories. They're operating in a system designed for platform profit, not worker empowerment. Social gig networks flip this model. They're built on transparency, shared knowledge, and collective benefit. When freelancers can see how others in their community navigate challenges, share strategies, and collaborate on projects, everyone rises together. This isn't just feel-good rhetoric, it's practical economics. Research published in the journal examining the rise of the gig economy and digital labor platforms shows that workers with strong peer networks earn more consistently, experience less income volatility, and report higher job satisfaction. Now let's connect this to the bigger picture. We're living through what many are calling the Great Restructuring. Artificial intelligence, economic shifts, and changing social contracts are fundamentally altering how work gets done. According to IBM research on AI and the future of work, 40% of the global workforce will need to reskill in the next 3 years due to AI implementation. This isn't something happening later, it's happening now. Many people are responding by exploring alternative paths, expatriation, homesteading, nomadic living, even network states. These represent valid responses to systemic uncertainty. But here's what's exciting. You don't have to move to Portugal or buy land in Montana to participate in the new economy. The most accessible, immediate solution is building human-powered micro-economies right where you are. This is where social gig networks become transformative infrastructure. They enable what researchers call nodes of economic activity, small, interconnected communities where work, resources, and support flow naturally between members. You might be a graphic designer in Austin, but through a social gig network, you're connected to a developer in Denver, a content strategist in Chicago, and a project manager in Miami. Together, you're not just 5 freelancers, you're a microeconomy capable of taking on complex projects, supporting each other through slow periods, and building collective wealth. The Deloitte research on the evolution of work identifies 7 new realities shaping tomorrow's workforce, and 3 of them directly relate to networked collaboration: the rise of ecosystem partnerships, the shift from jobs to capabilities, and the prioritization of human-centric work design. Social gig networks embody all 3. They create ecosystems where diverse skills connect. They emphasize what you can do rather than job titles, and they're designed around human needs rather than algorithmic efficiency. Let's talk about what this looks like in practice. In a traditional gig platform, you bid on projects, complete them, get paid, and start over. It's transactional. In a social gig network, you might join interest-based communities, say sustainable business consulting, urban gardening, education technology development, or solving for crossing the chasm of bridging community banking to the digital ledger. Within these communities, you share knowledge, collaborate on proposals, refer opportunities you can't take, and build genuine professional relationships. When someone needs a team, they don't search anonymous profiles. They reach out to people they've already built trust with. This model addresses what the European Trade Union Institute identifies as key psychosocial risk factors in gig work: isolation, lack of social support, and limited career development opportunities. By embedding social infrastructure into the work platform itself, these risks decrease dramatically. You can start building human-powered microeconomies in your own community right now. Join us in driving currency for humankind by visiting us at humn.world. The blockchain and Web3 technologies add another layer of possibility here. Decentralized autonomous organizations, or DAOs, allow communities to govern themselves, share resources, and distribute value without traditional corporate hierarchies. Imagine a social gig network where the workers collectively own and govern the platform, where fees support community development, where your reputation and contributions are recorded transparently on blockchain, creating portable professional capital you truly own, your data on your terms. This isn't speculative, it's emerging right now. According to research from the World Economic Forum on human-centric AI shaping the future of work, the most successful platforms in the next decade will be those that balance technological efficiency with human flourishing. What makes this moment so powerful is that anyone can participate. You don't need technical skills to join a social gig network. You don't need capital to start building community wealth. You just need to show up authentically, contribute your unique capabilities, and commit to supporting others as they support you. This is American ingenuity at its finest. Citizens creating solutions to systemic challenges, building from the ground up, transforming economy through community. Human social gig networks offering addresses real, urgent gaps in how we structure work. The direction is clear. The future of work is social, human-centered, and community-powered. As the Brookings Institution notes in their research on generative AI and the American worker, technological disruption creates both risk and opportunity. The risk is further atomization, where workers compete as isolated units in an increasingly automated economy. The opportunity is radical reconnection, using digital tools to build the kinds of supportive, collaborative work communities that sustained humanity for millennia. Social gig networks represent that opportunity made manifest. Human is not just a platform, it's infrastructure for the new economy, where your network is your net worth, where community is currency, and where every contribution strengthens the whole. The question isn't whether work will change, it already has. The question is whether we'll navigate that change as isolated individuals competing for scraps or as connected communities creating abundance together. Social gig networks, human-powered micro-economies, tokenized communities. These aren't future concepts. They're present moment tools available to anyone ready to build differently. So here's the invitation. You already have everything you need to start. Your skills, your relationships, your willingness to show up for others, that's the foundation. Find or create communities that share your values and vision. Contribute generously. Build trust through consistent quality work. And watch as those connections become opportunities, as those opportunities become income, and as that income becomes sustainable community wealth. The future of blockchain isn't just about faster transactions or more complex smart contracts. It's about creating systems that give people more control over their data, finances, and digital lives. When we prioritize human needs over technical novelty, blockchain becomes a tool for building the kind of world we actually want to live in, one where technology serves humanity, not the other way around. Lastly, futurists like Yuval Noah Harari, Kevin Kelly, and network scientists studying Dunbar's number converge on one insight. The most resilient future societies will be small networked, trust-based, technologically enabled, and human-scaled. Dunbar's research confirms that humans thrive in networks of roughly 150 meaningful relationships. Precisely the architecture social gig networks like HUMN are designed to activate. Human answers this call by pairing social trust plus gig economics plus blockchain infrastructure unlocked by the human stablecoin, affirming data from the World Economic Forum that stablecoins are now the fastest growing payment rail in emerging digital economies, with transaction volumes exceeding $11 trillion globally in 2024, surpassing Visa in on-chain settlement. And now we arrive at a threshold moment, not marked by headlines alone, but by participation. With the minting of our human stablecoin HUSD on Solana, We are taking a tangible step toward currency for humankind, a living, people-powered economic system designed not to extract, but to circulate value through trust, contribution, and community. This moment is possible because the doors have been opened. Innovation in digital assets, community banking, and blockchain infrastructure is no longer theoretical. It is here, and it is ready for human hands. As a fifth-generation granddaughter of Mary Emmons and the founder of J.P. Morgan Bank and Vice President of the United States Aaron Burr, this work carries forward a lineage rooted not in accumulation for the few, but in the enduring belief that people, when empowered together, are the true engine of a nation. Through the foundation bank on your network, BOIN, this vision becomes practical, transforming relationships into opportunity and restoring dignity, agency, and ownership to everyday people. But this is not something to observe from the sidelines. This is an invitation to help co-create America's united digital republic, not as an abstract future, but as a lived reality built through participation, contribution, and shared belief. By crossing into this new digital commons, by choosing to support and use HUSD, the human stablecoin, you are not just adopting a new financial tool. You are signaling what kind of world you choose to live in, a world where work is meaningful, where wealth circulates with purpose, where belonging is not promised someday and it is practiced now. This is only the beginning of what we can build together. We are the world. We are human. Join us at humn.world